The Olympic Committee suggested that the Russians and Belarus people be allowed compete in a neutral competition with a prohibition that continues to respond the occupation of Moscow. The International Olympic Committee suggested that Russia was banned from competitions last year after the Ukrainian invasion. IOC said on Tuesday that vice of the sport to administrative bodies, athletes and support personnel, the Olympic Games Paris 2024 or Winter Games Milano Cortina 2026, he said. When asked if he bought an effective time for end of war, committee said, IOC will take this decision at appropriate time depending on its discretion, he said. In February 2022, athletes from Russia and Belarus were banned by neighboring Russia in international sports events after Ukraine's full-scale invasion. Belarus was also used as an important staging area for Russia's invasion. However, on December 9, an Olympic summit opened door to return to the events despite ongoing war. Condemnation of Russian invasion, Ukraine threatened a Paris boycott, and sports politicians from more than 30 countries opposed the return of athletes from 2 countries. On Tuesday, Bach proposed to international federations and international sports event organizers, Russian or Belarus passport athletes should only compete as individual neutral athletes. These athletes should wear uniforms that are completely white or a single color and do not have a number of logo. Bach said that athletes who actively support the war in Ukraine or have been signed a contract with military or national security agencies should not be cleared to compete as neutral individuals. The Russian Ministry of Defense said that more than 20 medals of the country in the Tokyo Olympics staged in 2021 were military ranks. Bach reiterated IOC's condemnation of Russian-Ukraine, a clear violation of the Olympic ceasefire and the Olympic Charter, IOC. IOC said in his suggestions that Russian or Belarus passport cannot be taken into consideration, explained that the sanctions against war, Russian and Belarus states' governments, should remain in place. Unacceptable. Russia and Belarus cannot organize international sports activities on their territory, and no flag, anthem or other identities of these countries cannot be shown in a sports event or meeting. In addition, no Russian and Belarus government or state official can be invited to any international sports event, he said. The president of Russian Olympic Committee said that the criteria proposed by IOC were unacceptable. Stanislav Pozdnyakov, quoted by Russian news agencies, said, "This is discrimination on the basis of nationality," he said. Poland called the IOC's advice as "day of shame." What positive things did Russia's athletes now participate in the competitions? Deputy Foreign Minister Pyotr Warzik said on Twitter. Comments came days after the World Athletics voted to Russia to remove 8-year doping ban. The Russian Athletics Federation was banned in 2015, after the discovery of large, state-backed doping and covering.